So far we have progressed from the disaster of my working all my people's monkeys to the point where I have assigned the monkeys to my staff, and you have learned how I applied the 4 rules of monkey management. Let me now tell you about my progression to the ultimate degree of management, delegation, where my people are achieving more and more with less and less involvement from me. Assigning my staff's monkeys to them is miles ahead of working their monkeys myself, and delegation is light years ahead of assigning. The best way to understand delegation, and how to achieve it, is to understand how it differs from assigning. Although many people use the words interchangeably, the words are, to quote Mark Twain, as different as lightning from a lightning bug. That critical difference is one of the most valuable insights I gained from the Managing Management Time seminar. Assigning involves a single monkey. Delegation involves a family of monkeys. When I assigned a monkey to be handled by a member of my staff, I did most of the work of assigning. I asked my people to suggest next moves, and then I either approved their suggestions or specified some next moves myself. Then I designated an owner for it. I insured it, and I scheduled and performed checkups on it. In other words, I assigned the monkeys, my people worked them. We have since moved ahead to delegation, where my staff are not only working their monkeys as before, they are also assigning them. Everything that was formerly done by them and me together, they are now doing on their own. In addition to working the monkeys, my people now identify them, insure them, assume ownership of them, and perform their own checkups on the monkeys. They themselves are applying Onken's rules of monkey management to their monkeys. To put it differently, my people are now managing whole families of monkeys, projects, on their own for extended periods of time, with minimal involvement from me. My involvement is limited to checking on the overall project from time to time, which means I don't have to get involved with the scores of individual monkeys that constitute the project, and a project checkup requires far less time than checking on each of the monkeys. Between checkups, my people are fully responsible for their projects unless we encounter a problem that requires my intervention. As such, they are practicing self-management, which we all like a lot better than the high degree of boss management they experienced when I was assigning monkeys to them. In order to fully appreciate why delegation is the ultimate degree of professional management, let's recall a famous old definition of management. Management is getting things done through others. By that definition, the ultimate measure of management is results, the staff's output resulting from a manager's input. Other things being equal, the greater the ratio of output to input, the more effective the manager is. Observe how the output to input ratio increased as I and my staff advanced from doing to assigning, and then from assigning to delegating. When I was doing all the work myself, my output was equal to my input. 1 hour of input produced 1 hour of output. My department's output was sadly limited to the output of just one person, me. Next, after some guidance from the 1-minute manager and learning from the seminar, I began assigning the monkeys to my people. My output to input ratio increased because every hour I spent assigning monkeys resulted in several hours of work produced by my staff. I welcomed that increase, but the ratio was still far too small because my input was still so large. I was spending a lot of time on each individual monkey. My department's output was still constrained by the large amount of time my people spent dealing with me and by the limited number of monkeys I had time to assign. However, now that we have achieved the state of affairs called delegation, my output to input ratio has soared to many times what it was previously. My input is now dramatically lower. Instead of doing all the work entailed in assigning scores of individual monkeys, I merely have to check on the condition of the whole project occasionally. And my department's output has now expanded enormously for 2 reasons. 1, my people don't have to spend as much time with me as before, and 2, they have more energy and motivation and morale for handling monkeys that are self-imposed than if the same monkeys were boss-imposed.